unpack. We unpack. We unpack. Coming to you live. Boxingego unpack. Yeah. We unpack. We unpack. We unpack. Coming to you live. Golden Boy Promotions forced to admit that they had poor matchmaking in Seniesa Estrada's fight when details emerged that her opponent had built a padded record fighting strippers with no experience. Wow. What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. Make sure you smash the like button. Also subscribe to my channel for the latest and greatest in boxing. If you want to become part of the gang notification gang, please hit the bell icon. Shout out to the super chats, channel donations, the Venmo donations, the Cash App, and the Patreon family. We working. Sign up for my Patreon link below, or you could become a YouTube channel member by hitting the join button. Wow, it just keeps going from sugar to shit. The Ring magazine, ringtv.com, they have a brand new article, very startling. I want to pull some quotes from it. Link is in the description. Excellent reporting. It says Seniesa Estrada, Miranda, Adkins, that was the fight, on the Virgil Ortiz DAZN comeback, Golden Boy comeback card. It says matchmaker Roberto Diaz takes responsibility and defends the California State Athletic Commission. Now, you guys notice I did a video about this, and I was telling you how Golden Boy was under scrutiny for making this match. And that scrutiny was also, it was a shared responsibility. Golden Boy, the matchmaker, Oscar, California State Athletic Commission. People were really upset when they come to find out that this girl was in there with a quality champion like Seniesa Estrada, right? And her opponent really shouldn't have been in there, and this should have never been approved. So it says Golden Boy matchmaker Roberto Diaz came out in defense of the California State Athletic Commission, his Andy Forrest, in an exclusive interview with Ring. His statements come in wake of a heavily criticized Seniesa Estrada Miranda Atkins Jr. flyweight bout that took place last Friday on the Virgil Ortiz card. Estrada scored the quickest knockout in the history of women's boxing when she blitzed a 42-year-old Atkins, right? While Foster blamed himself for approving the fight. So the fight was met with so much criticism that the lead guy, Foster, with the California State Athletic Commission, had to, reprimand himself and say, okay, I shouldn't have approved that fight, which is, they cited that link. Golden Boy's Diaz told the Ring that he, quote, takes full responsibility for what transpired. He says, it's not fair that Andy, the California State Athletic Commission head guy, has taken this amount of criticism. At the end of the day, he doesn't make the fights. He is only involved in the process of approving them. I'll take full responsibility. I was the one who made the fight. Bad look for Golden Boy. Says on the contrary, Diaz wants fans to understand his job is complicated. A rise with the pandemic has led to travel restriction. I'm gonna skip past that because that's cap. You can find someone or scrap the fight. He goes on to say, we talked to 2 or 3 different opponents other than Atkins, Diaz said. Seniesa preferred to fight Kim Clavel as well, a strawweight title holder, and Annabelle Ortiz, right? But this is all neither here nor there. Who cares who you intended or who the fighter wanted to fight? You, the promoter, you, Golden Boy, the matchmaker, and the commission approved this less than desired. So it was more important to have your champion fight on this card with these inherent difficulties, as you're putting it, than to scrap the fight and then just put together a card. More trouble for DAZN, which we're going to get into. The biggest problem I have with that is this. That means the potential loss of human life, your card outweighs that. That's what you're telling us. Because you're saying, oh, it's difficult, oh, we're in a pandemic. So if this girl at age 42 and she was going to be 43 years old a couple days after the fight, you guys look it up, I'll show you, right? Her life is in peril, or her being, globally embarrassed from whoever's seen it. Because if you look at the fight on DAZN, right, The fight did 1.2 million views. So everybody's talking about this. So this lady is now a meme. You know, this lady is now a viral highlight reel. 1.2 million people since July 24th on DAZN, and they don't even have 1 million subscribers. So look how many people witnessed this lady at age 42 who might have other, like, you know, other professions, because it doesn't sound like she was a boxer for real. You know what I'm saying? So she might have to go face the music at work and everyone watched her get knocked out and feel sorry for her. That's just an embarrassment. Or, you know, the extremity of things would be if she was permanently disabled or lost her life, which very well can happen. And, you know, I'm not going to laundry list all the people that have lost their lives in boxing or been permanently maimed by boxing. So you saying it's difficult and, you know, the testing and all that and who you wanted to fight is neither here nor there. Right? It isn't, because like I said, you can't prioritize somebody's life. A human life is more important than you serving up a fight, and a fight on the card that's not even the main event for DAZN, or to, you know, that is just not, or for fans' enjoyment or whatever. He says, in hindsight, as Andy said, I wouldn't have approved the fight. But in my shoes, the easiest thing would have been to tell Seniesa that she shouldn't or wouldn't be fighting because we lost her opponent. Exactly. So you should have just did what was right. And if you had no one who was ready for combat, you know, don't just find some scrub, because again, somebody could lose their life, which is what I told you in the first video. This is looking bad, bro. He says, but that would have been unfair to Seniesa. I get that. She's a champion, but it's so you care more about your fighter who has skills. Seniesa Estrada is a beast, super bad. She's a beast. So you don't want to disappoint her, but you're okay disappointing a 42-year-old lady who doesn't really have a life in boxing like that, and having her get blasted out in 7 seconds and becoming a meme and a viral clip. How is that not unfair to the lady? So this is a bad look. This is Golden Boy. It says that would have been unfair to Seniesa. So at what cost? You know, at what cost are you willing to draw the line and say, Estrada, we got to cancel your fight. Your opponent canceled, travel restrictions, boom, 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 pandemic. We have to put you on the next card, Ryan Garcia card or whoever's card. You know what I'm saying? You saving the date and your card not falling apart more than it already did was so important to you that you didn't care. That's wrong. You know that's wrong. But once again, let me keep going, because I'm starting to get hot. Because if this is how boxing treats human beings, then I don't need to be, you know, facilitating and bringing attention to a sport that don't care. You know what I'm saying? That would have been 2 camps in a row. Don't care. So if the lady dies because she has no elite level skill, then who cares about 2 camps in a row? Do you see what these people with Golden Boy are telling you right now? He said that would have been 2 camps in a row she didn't get to fight. Yeah, or somebody could potentially lose their life. You know, what if in the grand scheme of things, you know, if we're gonna use the Libra scales, what is the bigger of the 2 evils? Your champion who's a beast, that has a career, who has skill, getting an appropriate fight, or being disappointed. There's a lot of fighters that get disappointed. I'm sure, you know, Top Rank, they've had a lot of like hiccups. Jamel Herring couldn't fight twice. You don't just put him in there with the Rona because his 2 last fight cards got scrapped. So what are we talking about for real? You know what I'm saying? So you're going to put Jamel, so potentially harm somebody else, because you could lose your life over this Rona stuff, because Jamel Herring, you know, what if Top Rank did that? Just put Jamel Herring, say, hey, we've had all these mishaps and hiccups on the card. Let's just put Jamel Herring in there, even though he failed one of the tests, even though he's disputing it, because this will be 2 fights in a row that, you know, he's tested for this Rona. You don't do that. You do what's right. This is a bad look. We'll keep going though. The toughest thing would to tell a fighter that they've done everything they're supposed to do, cut weight, get in shape, is to come back and tell them, hey, you're not fighting. But some situations are unavoidable. For instance, lightweights Hector Tanajada and Mercita Hesta were set to be the chief support to the Virgil Ortiz-Samuel Vargas fight, and Hesta came down with food poisoning the night before the weigh-in. So in essence, you didn't expect it. You pushed the envelope and put Seniesa and Estrada in there because you didn't want to disappoint her. You didn't want to disappoint fans because you had already disappointed them because your co-feature, got food poisoning and bailed out. So you didn't want your card to look like complete and utter last minute preparation. So you said, let's chance it. But now it's blown up in your face because the California State Athletic Commission is now being charged in the public opinion as almost negligent. And so is Golden Boy. This is a bad look. Says Hesta's team notified me at 7:30 Thursday morning that he was sick. At that point, because of the situation, the bubble they're in, all the medical tests they have done, there was no way we could find an opponent. With Seniesa, we had a couple of weeks. So you could have found anybody. You could have found a pro that has 3 fights in LA or something. You know what I'm saying? As opposed to just this girl who's 40. Why she had to be 42, about to be 43 in a week? You see what I'm saying? If you couldn't find someone beyond that, that's your fault. Wow. This is getting intense. This is getting intense. More bad news. The DAZN curse has continued. Says the Ring previously reported. Just look at this. This is Ryan O'Hara who wrote this. We're going to skip around a little bit. He wrote the article for Ring. Right? He said the Ring has learned through inside sources that more than half of Miranda Atkins opponents were full-time strippers with little to no connection to the sweet science. Her opponent, because it didn't make sense to me, and I told you guys this, when there was a 7-second knockout, it could happen, I get that, but her opponent had amassed a 5-0 record with 5 knockouts. So I'm like, damn, Seniesa Estrada, I know she's a beast, but she just blasted out an undefeated fighter with Wilder type knockouts, 5 fights and 5 knockouts. But now the information, because it was such blasphemy, is coming out. And now they're saying that she amassed that record by fighting and padding her record because her husband was a boxing promoter and he had her fighting on Kansas City club level shows against full-time strippers, girls with no connection to boxing, not lifelong boxers or people who will be in the gym. This is sad, bro. This is sad. It says to make the situation more laughable, Atkins's title fight was against a stripper that she had already knocked out, which we'll get to. So she had a rematch in there within 5 fights, and she knocked the girl out to begin with. So there was really no reason for a rematch. On top of it, a lot of these girls were full-time strippers. Wow, Golden Boy really set himself up for failure. Right? Set themselves up for failure. Let's keep going. Smash the like button. Diaz confirmed that he had direct talks with Carden. Okay, so see, this is let me keep going because I want to stay focused. You know what? Actually, I'll keep going after a message from my affiliate. What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more sports. Get unlimited access to premium content with an ESPN Plus subscription. ESPN Plus offers a variety of content, including specials, behind the scenes, docuseries like Bruce Lee's Be Water, and much more. With an ESPN Plus subscription, you get access to a ton of classic archive fights and replays from boxing and the UFC. Big names like, "Hi, I'm Mike Tyson. Come and watch my fight." Floyd Mayweather, "Easy work. I'm rich." And Manny Pacquiao, "Yes, it's up to my promoter. Just to name a few. If that's not enough, you could get the ESPN bundle, which includes ESPN Plus, Hulu, and Disney Plus. All 3 apps, one low price. You don't want to miss out. Make sure you guys click that link in the description box of all of my videos. Ego signing off. So this is getting real bad. It says the Ring previously reported that Atkins is the wife of a Midwest boxing promoter, John Carden, owner of Carden Combat Sports. Rumors abound that he potentially played a role in landing Atkins the Estrada fight. So Golden Boy matchmaker Roberto Diaz confirmed that he had direct talks with Carden. Quote, "I asked for her amateur experience. The only thing I saw is what everyone else saw. She's 5-0 with 5 knockouts." Right? Even before Atkins got knocked out cold by Estrada, there were questions surrounding her resume. For instance, who were the fighters that she defeated, all of whom without a single win on their record? See, and Golden Boy looks extremely bad because if you look at this Miranda, I can just peruse through her box rec and tell you that there's problems here because listen, every fighter she fought was in their pro debut. So you could tell it's a fake record. It's a padded record. Look, she's now suspended. Oh, great. California State Athletic Commission has suspended her too. But so obviously the one knockout, Seniesa Estrada. She's 5-1, high KO percentage, but then it would have said 5-0. She's from Kansas. And if you look at it, every single fight that she had, look, debut, right? The only fight where the fighter is not showing that it's their pro debut is this Shania Ward fight, right? Which was done October 26, 2019. But her pro debut was against the Atkins girl. So this was just a rematch. And it looks like in between then, she lost to somebody else because she was 0-2 at the time. You know what I'm saying? So every person that this Atkins girl fought was a first timer. And now we learn that a lot of them or all of them were full-time strippers. And now we learn that her husband is a boxing promoter. So he just set this up and padded her record, and Golden Boy took the bait. They fell for the mousetrap. This is bad, bro. Look, she has 0-3 record with 3 knockouts. So like I said, every fight she took listen, bro, this don't even sound legal. She took a fight on 420. Shout out to my smokers. I'm about to smoke old medium. 420, 2019, she fought the Miranda Atkins girl that Estrada fight. Then within 2 months later, she got knocked out by Alicia Acedo, right? She got knocked out, and that girl had a 1-0 record. So clearly this is something wrong. And then for some reason, off of two fights in 2 months in the same year that she turned pro, somehow this husband put his wife back in with this girl, Miranda Atkins, his wife, and then she got knocked out again. So that's why she has a 0-3 record. So this is clearly not real boxing. This is clearly not somebody who was supposed to be in there. You see what I'm saying? Because everyone she fought was on their pro debut. And then the only girl that wasn't on a pro debut was just a rematch who she had already knocked out. And then she fought 2 months later. And then the girl got knocked out by someone else. And then she fought a third time against the girl that Seniesa fought. And then she got knocked out in the rematch. So 0-3 record. Wow, this is I wouldn't even say laughable because this is not funny. A source reporting exclusively to The Ring with knowledge of the situation said at least half of Atkins' opponents are strippers and not at all affiliated with the Sweet Science. So Golden Boy put someone who has an 18-0 record, 18-0, who's a beast, in there with somebody that clearly is fighting strippers on some low-level Tiger King, Joe Exotic type of weird, backyard fights or whatever. Even Kimbo Slice, rest in peace to the God, but even Kimbo Slice fights were more of a league than it sounds like what this other girl was in. So she was 18-0 stepping into this fight, and she was coming off of fighting an Olympian, Marlene Esparza, and beating her by stoppage. She was unable to continue. So her last fight was on the Canelo card, Canelo Kovalev. She stops an Olympian, and you put her in with someone who's 5-0, but now we know it's a fake 5-0 because she was fighting full-time strippers. They showed up to the venue. Look it. Oh my gosh, bro. Atkins opponents, it says at least half of Atkins opponents are strippers, so they still stripping, even though they got knocked out and whatever. And not at all affiliated with the Sweet Science of Boxing. They showed up to the venue with nothing, the source said. No shorts, no shoes, no mouth guard, nothing. Then they borrow from other fighters. It's really ucked up. To make the matter worse, Carden, so Atkins' husband, the boxing promoter, who is yet to respond to several voicemail inquiries left by The Ring on Sunday, he set up all these fights. One of the bouts was a title fight for the once defunct WIBA title in October 2019, a rematch between, so it was allegedly a title fight, but she had already knocked out this girl, right? 6 months prior, Ward made her debut against Atkins, which I already went over that part. Diaz implied that Atkins shouldn't have been given a license. I told you, this is blowing up. This is blowing up. If you see a fighter that's not capable of meeting certain expectations, they shouldn't license them. They shouldn't have. I'm just happy that she's okay. That's the most important thing. Diaz also reiterated that the promoter, Carden, had no problem with his wife facing Estrada. Bro, but there's a lot of people who do foul stuff. You see what I'm saying? So he's trying to put the blame kind of on the husband, that is like, it's weird that the husband would have his own wife as a, sacrificial lamb, I guess you could say. This isn't the first time Carden has found himself in controversy. Oh my gosh. According to Boxing Insider, the promoter staged a fight between James Kindred, who previously competed in the Special Olympics. Wow. This is all my live reaction. Wow. So if Diaz is trying to blame the husband, who's a promoter, he just sounds like a piece of shit. So like, that's just what that is. He has staged a fight between James Kindred, who had previously competed in the Special Olympics, and a pro boxer, Brian Timmons, in 2016. So clearly he doesn't have ethics or moral. Wow. Carden may not have been initially aware of Kindred's condition. I don't know. I know people who have children that have special needs, and usually there's some type of indication that they need extra help. I've actually in the past worked with special needs kids. So usually there's some type of, I don't know. So I don't know what they're doing in Kansas with these fights. It says Carden may not have initially been aware of Kindred's condition, but according to sources reporting to The Ring, when informed by a member of the commission that they recognized Kindred from the Special Olympics, Carden still did nothing to stop the fight, bro. Okay, so clearly he doesn't care. That individual also told Timmons, who refused to hurt Kindred and won second round stoppage. Carden eventually apologized to Timmons on Facebook, but the Missouri native was furious. Wow. John, you could take your apology and shove it. So the fighter, the pro boxer, got sanctioned to fight someone with special needs from the Special Olympics. And he was angry that, like, why did you even put me in there with them? So shout out to Timmons. It says, John, you could take your apology and shove it. Timmons said, you knew the whole time what you did, and now you're trying to cover your ass. You care more about the money in your pocket than you do the safety of their fighters. There is a special place in hell for someone like you. Wow, bro, this is crazy. And then to make that even crazier, The Ring magazine is owned by Golden Boy. So you done upped up. You done. Because this is Ring. This is great, excellent reporting, investigative reporting, right? You've seen the Carden, the Atkins husband that put her in there with Estrada and probably made the deal with Golden Boy. Look what he's willing to do. Man, what? Bro, this is a horrible look. And listen, this is repulsive. I made a video. There were people that were coming from me. You think you could do this to me? They was coming from me because I was upset about it. Look at it. Look at the whole backstory, bro. Man, 2020, I told you, this might be the worst year for old media because you can't do this to people. And we live in a society where it always comes out. Again, I'm going to say this for the record. I've covered Seniesa Estrada fights before. I've seen her. She's a good girl. Like, I don't blame her. She's just going in there doing what she's supposed to be doing. But her promoters should have never put her in this predicament. And the California State Athletic Commission, because even the Athletic Commission, they're sanctioning Mike Tyson versus Roy Jones Jr. Some people have a problem with that because one's 50 and one's 54, and they both had power in their prime. Some people would have a problem with that just based on the advanced age. So the ball was absolutely dropped here. And it's a bad look for all parties. It's a bad look for Golden Boy, for Roberto Diaz as a matchmaker, California State Athletic Commission, and DAZN. And if you don't feel that, and Oscar, because it's his company, if you don't feel that way, then I question your morals. Listen to the whole story. Excellent reporting by Ryan O'Hara. Bro, he got busy with that. We knew some of it, but I didn't know about the Special Olympics and stuff, so that was new to me. But once again, how does Seniesa Estrada fight an Olympian that I know? Shout out to Marlene Esparza, my girl Marlene. And then her next fight is against this girl clearly shouldn't have been in there. And now she's viral. You don't mess up people's lives like that. Now you could make the argument, hey, the husband, why did he put his wife in there? But who knows? Maybe he just wanted money. Maybe he wants a divorce and he wanted his wife to go viral by getting bodied. I don't know. I don't know the details, but this is wrong. This is wrong on all accounts and all levels. And we shouldn't stand for this, bro. This 1.2 million people for a 7-second fight. And you wonder why all the comments say, when you lie on your job application, whoever set this up should be ashamed of themselves. Song is insulting. Got her heads in the cloud. She's closing her eyes while punches are coming in. DAZN and Golden Boy should be ashamed of themselves. Here's what they think about you. Here's what they think about you. Whoever put this fight together is wrong. The girl is on fire. Painful music for the loser. She was unconscious for longer than the fight. This is just an embarrassment and an abolishment. You know what I'm saying? This is a abomination of a fight, bro. And now we get the more details. It's just fighting strippers. She's not a boxer for real. If you couldn't find someone better than that, right? Then the fight should just be canceled, bro. You know, the average YouTube ad is longer than this fight. Look at all the questions. I'm just scrolling the random questions. Comments, excuse me. Feel sorry for her. She tried to do it for her mom. And see, that's the messed up thing is if you look at her, she got mom on her trunks. So I don't know if she had a mother that passed or look, it says mom on her trunks. You see that? It says mom on her trunks. So maybe she has kids and she was like repping for her mom. But then there's also the little ribbon. So she might have had her mom pass away from, cancer or something like that. Right. And she's out here looking like this. This is just wrong, bro. I don't even see how people have the integrity to even do this and call themselves boxing fans. And people try to get mad at me. They try to get mad at me. Maybe I feel too much. Maybe I have too much passion. Maybe I have too much of a heart. But it's about to start getting real heartless. I promise you. This is wrong, bro. She has mom on her trunks. And Golden Boy set this up like, oh, we had to do it. Now, when it comes to Tyson Fury, this is unrelated. But when it comes to Tyson Fury and Wilder, and then people were saying, oh, nothing could have happened with Tyson Fury's glove, which I'm looking at and it clearly looks depressed and dented and concaved. They say, oh, the commission, they were right there. Okay, California State Athletic Commission, they were right there and they allowed this to go on. And then now that they're getting all this public backlash, now people are starting to say, you wrong for this. And now they're saying, hey, we shouldn't have made the match. But what if she would have lost her life? I mean, she has lifelong or potential lifelong embarrassment because you're now a viral clip. You see what I'm saying? This is sad. DAZN is sinking itself, had such a legit chance. Disgusting mismatch. Look, these are just all the comments. When you get caught lying on your job description, some people make it feel sorry for her. She did it for her mom. This is the world we live in. How come she looks weary? Mismatch, but not Estrada's fault. I mean, but this is a bad look for DAZN and Golden Boy. This is on your watch. This is on your absolute disgrace. Fire the matchmakers. This is what Golden Boy, bro. This is what Golden Boy and DAZN decided to put out. And again, how you have a girl fighting an Olympian, Marlene Esparza, and her next fight is this. And then Robert Diaz is saying, we didn't want to disappoint Seniesa Estrada. Yeah, but what if you killed this girl? Then what are you going to say? This was legal assault. DAZN and Golden Boy should be charged. The husband could have did that. Maybe he knew his wife was going to get bodied and he wanted to sue Golden Boy or DAZN or something. Who knows? I mean, you never know why people do what they do. Estrada made her look like Wii Sports. Athletic Commission should be ashamed of themselves. It's getting ugly. And then the best Golden Boy could do to justify, a girl with a padded record from fighting full-time strippers is to say she had 2 missed camps. I mean, that happens. It's in a pandemic. You got to expect that. That's why you have to have a plan B. This is a bad look. Canelo's fight, it looks like there's trouble in paradise there. I did videos about that. This is embarrassing, bro. Link in the description. Let me know what you guys think on all levels. There should be some accountability, and you just Golden Boy put pressure on California State Athletic Committee. They approved this too. So, those 2 entities as well as the network. I mean, when is the last time you've seen this on PBC where somebody like Wilder, fought? See, and it's funny because when it comes to black fighters like Deontay Wilder, they say, oh, he fights bums. But who's he fought that was fighting strippers and wasn't even a pro boxer, had no amateur experience, no pro level experience, no club level, fights against decent, 13-6 and 2 dudes, you know what I mean? Like somebody as egregious as this. This may be one of the biggest mismatches because it's farcical, because the girl clearly shouldn't have been in there. And you could tell all of that by looking at it. So I don't even understand what Golden Boy's doing, why they would have I'm telling you, man, we're in a different time. They looked at the 5-0 with 5 knockouts. That back in the day, that'd be acceptable because the internet was not as powerful. But now people are asking questions. You see all these Karen videos, people doing the racist stuff. They're getting taped and it's being leaked. And people are going back, doing the research, finding where the Karen lives and where the Karen works, and then calling their employers or going to LinkedIn and researching them. And then their employers are finding and seeing the video and releasing them and firing them. You see what I'm saying? This is what the society we live in. People dig up tweets from that you put out in 2008 when you thought it was safe. And then now those tweets are shame on you. That's what society we live in. So I don't even understand why Golden Boy put themselves on the chopping block by making this, because you thought because she had a 5-0, 5 knockout record, hopefully it played out in a more like, if it played out and it looked like the girl could scrap, then you might have got away with it because no one would have looked further into it. But that's why you don't do these egregious mismatches of this order, because when it plays out like a 7-second knockout and all this stuff, then it makes you look crazy. And to be honest, it makes DAZN and everybody involved look bad because they were bragging. DAZN said, the commentator on DAZN said, you just seen a lion versus a lamb, And now with the backstory, these comments make it look bad. Like you're bragging. Oh, 7 seconds. Look, Seniesa Estrada scores one of the fastest 7-second knockouts in women's history. They were saying this like this was some brag-worthy talking point, like we should be happy. Look, people are saying terrible mismatch. Look, I love Estrada. Shout out to Gennaro Carrillo out of Mexico. I love Estrada, but this wasn't cool. Hope Atkins is okay. You've crossed the line, people. You've crossed the line. And boxing, look, this wasn't something. And people would start. I seen a couple of people were trying to defend it, and they blamed all types of stuff. Oh, she signed a contract. But there should be people. It's just like if you're unable to protect yourself, then the ref or your corner, they got to stop the fight, because a fighter is wired to just keep fighting to the point where even if they get brain damage or about to die, you know what I'm saying? Like hemorrhaging, they might. So it's up to people involved, doctors or a physician, referee, to just call a halt to the bout. So it's up to Golden Boy. It's not just like, oh, Carden, the boxing promoter and husband, he was willing to put his wife in there. They could have bills that they got to pay, and he thought his wife couldn't get bodied, or maybe he has a life insurance policy and he wanted to see her get bodied. Who knows? But there should be things in place in boxing that prevent mismatches of this order. I know we've all seen someone who didn't really pose a chance, but this is bad, people. That's my time. Let me know what you guys think. Drop your thoughts in the comment section. This is just a bad look. And then to brag about it, and nobody else thought this was cool except for DAZN. And like, I guess fans that don't care. I seen, shout out to Manny Pacquiao advisor, one of them, Sean Gibbons, and Russ Abner, because I seen them when DAZN posted this, and they're like, oh, fastest knockout. They're like, what are you bragging about? You know what I'm saying? Like they're like, that's not cool. You know, they're like, that's not cool at all. This was, look, he's with the Boxing Hall of Fame. Rich, he said this was a complete disgrace to boxing. I agree. That girl has limited training. But I also seen Sean Gibbons. I have his screenshotted. This is just bad, bro. This is bad. Look at the comments. This is disgusting with the capital B. Take it off. You really should take this down. Look at what I told you. Okay, Miranda Atkins got KO'd. She should, man, it said who the F put her in there. This is not something to brag about at this level. We dealing with people's lives. That's my time. Let me know what you guys think. Drop your thoughts in the comment section. We work. So if you enjoyed this video and want more content like this on the channel, you can show your appreciation by going to the PayPal donate button or the YouTube support button. And you can donate any amount that you feel is equivalent to the value of this video. Much more to come. Thank you guys for your support. Boxingego, the future of boxing.